I'm Vanessa. Sitting across from my ex-wife in this neutral coffee shop, I'm filled with a mix of regret and self-reflection. A year has passed since the storm of our divorce, and now I'm here, finally ready to speak the truth. I remember the day I saw her at the coffee shop. She was thinner, worn, but there was a newfound strength in her eyes. She was working as a barista, a far cry from her previous position. And when she said, "I don't hate you," I just feel sad for what we both became because of what I did. It hit me hard. I realized then that I'd won the war, but lost the person I was fighting to protect. Let me take you back. I was on top of the world. After 3 years of hard work, I'd finally gotten the promotion. I held the keys to the company, provided apartment in my hand, and the promotion letter in my jacket pocket. I was going to surprise my wife, Jenna. I opened the door quietly, expecting to be greeted with joy. Instead, I heard her voice, mixed with her sister's laughter. "Completely useless in bed," she said. "I don't know how I've lasted this long pretending to enjoy it." Her sister asked why she stayed, and she replied, "The money. He's stable, boring but stable. Once I get pregnant, I'll have everything I need." I froze in the doorway. In that moment, I was no longer the same person who'd walked in. Jenna appeared in the hallway, her face going white when she saw me. I walked past her, my hands steady even as my world crumbled. I made her tell me everything. His name was Ryan, a fitness instructor at her gym. She'd been seeing him for 8 months, longer than she'd pretended to love me. She confessed in a rush, thinking honesty would save her, but it was too late. That night, I sat in the guest room and made a list of what I could take from her. Jenna worked in a family-owned advertising agency, and her family had no idea about Ryan. I knew social media could be a powerful weapon. The next morning, I called her parents and met them for coffee. I showed them all the evidence, the messages, the dating apps, the screenshots of her faking it. Her mother was heartbroken, and her father asked why I was showing them this. I calmly said, "Your daughter is about to try to trap me with a child." I left before they could respond. By afternoon, Jenna was in a panic. Her parents had cut her off from the family business, frozen her accounts, and asked her to leave the house. But I wasn't done. I hired someone to photograph Ryan with Jenna. I also made sure his actual girlfriend got an anonymous package with all the proof of his infidelity. She left him within days, and Jenna was left alone as Ryan ghosted her. Meanwhile, I found discrepancies in Jenna's expense reports at work. I anonymously reported it, and an investigation was launched. She came home pale and shaking, saying they thought she'd been stealing. I knew the accusation alone would destroy her career. By the 3rd week, she'd lost her job, her family had cut her off, and Ryan had moved on. She finally asked me what I wanted. I told her I wanted her to understand what it felt like to have everything taken away. I'd already consulted a divorce lawyer. The apartment was in my name, the savings were untouchable by her, and the car was registered to me. I showed her the divorce papers with no spousal support or assets. She signed without reading. She moved into a tiny studio apartment in a rough neighborhood. Her sister called me, saying I'd destroyed her, but I told her Jenna had destroyed herself. 3 weeks later, Jenna attempted suicide. Her sister called me, blaming me. I visited her in the hospital. She looked so small in the hospital gown, and when she whispered, "I'm sorry," I realized that in my quest for revenge, I'd become someone I didn't recognize. I hired a lawyer to adjust the divorce settlement. Not out of kindness, but because I understood that absolute victory came at a cost. She got a small monthly stipend. I started going to therapy. My therapist asked me hard questions about why revenge was more important than healing. I didn't have good answers. Ryan had moved on with a new girlfriend in a new city, while I was left alone. 6 months after the divorce, I learned through her sister that Jenna had graduated from a community college nursing program. She was rebuilding her life, while I was stagnating. I started volunteering at a community center, teaching financial literacy classes. One evening, we met at the coffee station. She told me she was starting night shifts at the hospital. And when she said she didn't hate me, I knew I needed to forgive myself. Now, sitting here across from her, I say, I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm just telling you that I see what I did and I'm trying to be different. She nods, and I know that this isn't reconciliation or redemption. It's just two people trying to understand what went wrong and who we've become. I've learned that justice requires restraint, and revenge is a poison that only hurts the one who drinks it.